Hello, I'm Davina, and hello to all of you bold, beautiful, brilliant, and highly evolved souls. And today, I think I'm just going to talk about CPTSD and the workplace. I haven't done a video for a while because this has been a struggle of mine continuously, and I just started a new job. So, yeah, I understand how incredibly difficult it is to work while having CPTSD. So I'll just sort of share some of the things that I've kind of learned, some of the insights I've had, um, and just know that you're not alone if you are struggling with trying to hold down a job and heal yourself because it's like almost living. I tell myself sometimes it's like living two lives at the same time. You're living your present day life and you're also reliving your childhood hell at the same time. So you have to like take care of your adult world while also trying to heal this child part of yourself. It is extremely difficult and exhausting. And yeah, workplace can definitely be highly triggering, especially for me anyway. Bosses, managers, employers, because they represent that authority figure like your parents. And so I know for me and my employees happen to be parents because I'm a nanny. So I think it's even like just doubly, triply hard because I see them as parents, um, and it can trigger like this last, I was triggered by so much like rage, terror, guilt, so many things coming up. And it's sometimes very difficult too if you're starting a new job to decide like, do I just like push my way through these triggers? Is this going to work or is this like too much and do I quit? Because I think a lot of people just like end up, quitting job, trying a new job, and because it's just so damn hard. Um, and to find somewhere that you feel like you're safe and that you can like at least um, function well enough to do the job. So if you're experiencing any of that, again, it's totally understandable that these, and it could be a colleague too. It could be anyone at your workplace that's triggering you. And I think workplace can also trigger a lot of shame just by the nature of, I think, you know, just like the world isn't built for people who are healing to be, trying to hold down a job. It's just not. So I think there's automatically shame there because I feel like, why am I doing this when I should be at home just taking care of myself and working through my flashbacks? Um, but because I have to pay my rent, I have to pay my bills, and until I win the lottery, this is my only option, really. Um, yeah, so it's really, really tough. And yeah, just to deal with all the mental and emotional things you're going through, and then also trying to be a competent and try to be at least present as you can for your job. And yeah, I guess some things that have worked for me in my workplace is finding somewhere that has some spaciousness to it. I know I've talked about this before, but spaciousness just for me is so key in being able to just like take a moment or take a breath or just have that ability to just um, have some moments to yourself where you can like check in with yourself or just try breathing and like, how am I doing and what's going on inside? And um, so, if you can find that in your job or just like go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom and just take 5 minutes in the bathroom to like um check in with yourself and give yourself a hug, give yourself some unconditional love. And yeah, I think that's one of my goals this week is just to like, I love you just the way you are. Just try to name that shame. That's always so key. Um, yeah, I think obviously trying to have a workplace where you deal with as few people as possible, because the more people you have, the more chances of triggers. And that can just be, incredibly overwhelming. I can imagine if you have like, you're working with 6 people, 10 people, and you go home and you're just like, trying to even like just trying to go over the day and what happened. And um, I know too, in the last few weeks, I would just go home and on the weekend, I'm just reviewing everything and ruminating and going over things and boundaries and blah, 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 and what he said, I said, what happened. And um, just so painful, so incredibly painful. And so if you're doing that again, it's normal. I think again, it's part of the just the kind of hypervigilance part of it. Just like going over every detail of what's going on and being, of course, when we're healing, we're very sensitive to like boundary violations. Like anything can just be like, not just a minor annoyance, but like a rage, like just like, you know, um, yeah. Um, so those are a couple of things. I'm just kind of doing this on the fly because I just really wanted to say hello to you all. And yeah, it's I really want to stay in touch and keep up these videos, and I'm going to keep coming back and keep coming back. So other things in the workplace, obviously try to find places where you feel emotionally safe. That is so key. To at least feel like a safe enough, it might not be the best place in the world, but if you can at least feel like that's, going to be, um, a reasonably safe place for you to be. And yeah, and yeah, I mean, if you have some control over your day, I think that's a big thing, and that's been a big thing for me, just being able to have like control over my schedule. I can eat when I want to eat, and um, pee when I need to pee, like just doing the things that I need to do. And as I said, like just, when I'm out for a stroller ride, I have that time to just like breathe and look at the trees and like just sort of try and sink into my body a little bit more, because I'm like work makes me so dissociated. And I think I'm much more sensitive to it now. I think I used to just, I think it was just so common for me. It was just seemed normal to be completely out of my body, and now it's like, I don't like this feeling. It's just like, I come home and I'm just like, I'm imbalanced, and it's hard to then sleep, and it can just add on because then you can't sleep and then you get more dissociated, you can't sleep. And it's, yeah. So, you know, just find any way that you can try to ground yourself at work. Find some, points in your day where, where you're trying to like create a routine. I find like routines are really so helpful. Like when I go to the bathroom, I take some deep breaths, or when I am eating lunch, I try to feel my feet, or, just simple things like that so that you can have those anchors in your day, to try and not dissociate too much. And also just basically, obviously, make sure you're eating and drinking and all that. Drink water. That can really help. I know that food can be grounding, and we don't. Yeah. Um, yeah, I think those are some of my basic tips for the workplace. Yeah, it is really, really dang hard. So, you're doing great. And, and sometimes when I'm just, feeling like crap or feeling, yeah, I just remind myself, like that I am, the first in my family to be functional, to be a person who feels their feelings and has real boundaries and lives with values. And um, is getting out of codependent patterns. And, you know, I was the first out of hundreds and hundreds of people and hundreds of years before me, just dysfunction and abuse and addiction, right? And same for you, like everyone before you was in that cycle, just kept that cycle going, didn't bother to heal themselves before they had more children. And you are breaking that cycle. And I think that is something to remember when, when the workplace just feels hard and overwhelming and exhausting and so incredibly stressful and frustrating. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to share something with you today, honestly. I hope this was a decent video. Um, you know, you're doing great. And yeah, if you can think of some small victories, if you spoke up to your boss or you any little thing that you did for yourself is a victory. So yeah, as always, I'm wishing you many, many blessings on your journey of healing and awakening. And I am Davina at Boldness Blooming. Thank you for watching.